Hello guys, welcome back to Karina TV. Today we're going to be answering some relationship questions. I'm quite excited for this because I feel like I'm an expert in some of these fields of topics, so let's get into it. So, question number 1, can you be in love with more than one person at once? Now, I believe you can have love for somebody. I don't believe you can be in love with more than one person. I've never experienced that. Some people say they can. I believe you can have love for someone, but you're not in love. There's definitely a difference. Like, I have love for my friends, but I'm not in love with them. I definitely don't think you can have that kind of like passionate, love-filled love for just two people. Like, it's not really possible. So, question 2. Can you still be friends with an ex even while in a new relationship? Now, this is very subjective. I believe it probably depends on how long you were with your ex for, what the relationship was like. Did you end mutually? Were you on good terms? It is very subjective. I personally think yes, you can still be friends. Just know your boundaries. As long as you set boundaries or your new partner sets boundaries with you, for example, you're not going to be having sleepovers with your ex even though you're friends. So I do believe it is possible, yes, but there has to be boundaries involved. That's my one term and condition. Question 3, have you ever cheated? I have never cheated in my life. I've never really had a long-term proper boyfriend, if I'm quite honest. I've never really had the opportunity to cheat. So no, I have never cheated and 100% never will. Question 4, is it fine to have male friends as a girl? I'm very passionate about this question. Yes, 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 and yes. I have very many guy friends. Like, I'm probably friends with just as many guys as I am with girls. I get on well with guys. And it is, of course, only platonic. I've never kissed any of my guy friends, slept with them. I can share a bed with my guy friends and we're absolutely fine. I'm really close with my guy friends. My best guy friend, I've been friends with him since we were 3 years old. So absolutely yes, you can be friends with guys if you're a girl. Should a man always pay on the first date? I believe he should perhaps offer, but I don't believe it's essential. If I'm going on a date, I will always offer to pay 50-50 or pay like he pays for the meal, I will pay for the drinks, or like in the next bar, that kind of thing. I do think it's a gentlemanly thing to do. It definitely says a lot about a guy, but I think when a girl just expects it straight away, they don't even acknowledge that the guy is like, they don't even bring their wallet, for example. I think that's a little bit too far, but I think it is probably important if he offers. Even if he doesn't like actually pay the full thing, I do think it's a gentleman thing to do. Next question, should couples split bills? Now, I think if you're a couple that's been together for a very long time, absolutely yes. I think if it's very one-sided, somebody's paying for more than the other person, it's like a bit like, it's a little bit unfair. But I think in the new stages of a relationship, it probably doesn't have to be as split. It really depends how much the other person is earning as well. Say if a guy is earning a lot more than the woman because she's working, I don't know, part-time, she's got kids to look after, she's studying still, I definitely think it should be split evenly, or perhaps 70% the guy, 30% the girl, in my opinion, or vice versa, depending on a wage, what their salary is. Next question. Is it okay to go through a partner's phone? It's never okay to go through a partner's phone. I understand if you have a gut feeling the partner is perhaps being a little bit dodgy, a little bit suspicious, then I understand, but it's still never okay, because if you don't trust your partner, you don't really have the foundations for a good relationship, in my opinion. Okay, next question. Is it okay to still follow your ex on social media? I think if you're still got feelings for your ex and you know you're going to be stalking them, you know you're going to be watching what they're doing, and you're in a new relationship, I think it's kind of wrong. I think you should just unfollow them for peace of mind. However, like I said earlier, if it's amicable, you guys ended on good terms, you're still friends, it's absolutely okay. Just as long as you're not like DMing them naughty things, like that kind of thing, I think it's okay. I would personally be okay with it, just as long as, okay, say for example, my boyfriend was liking bikini photos of his ex. That I think perhaps not, but if it's just following just to see what they're up up to, then that is absolutely okay, depending on the context. Next question. Would you date somebody who has kids? No. The answer is no. Absolutely not. I don't want kids anytime soon. I don't plan on having kids anytime soon. I definitely don't want somebody else's kids in my space anytime soon. No, no, no. So yes, that question is it. So the next question is, should you stay friends with someone you had feelings for? Oh, I think if you're single, then yes. But if you're in a relationship, maybe not. And if you have feelings for someone else and you're in a relationship, then I think you should rethink that relationship. But if you're just single, then I guess you could still stay friends, because there might be a possibility you can, you know, swoop in. Nothing wrong with that. If you see an opportunity, take it. Okay, my next question is, should couples post each other on social media? I think yes. If you're both active on social media, you avidly post, then why wouldn't you post your partner? If you're gonna post your dinner or you're gonna post it with the girls on a night out, why not post that you're on a date with your other half? Why not? You're posting everything else. I understand if you're not really big on social media, you like to keep your privacy low key, you don't wanna jump into it too much. I understand, but I definitely think you can drop hints. You could even just post you guys holding hands, the back of them, an outfit, like covering their face in the mirror, but it still says that you're taken. Yes, I think you should probably post. If you do post already, like, why would you not post? What, are you trying to hide something? Okay, so the next question is, can you forgive cheating? No. The answer is no. I think if you forgive cheating, once a cheater, always a cheater. They then get a free pass to do it again. It's not right. You just wouldn't be able to like look past that. You would have trust issues. That equals a bad relationship. No, it's a no-go. So yeah. My next question is, would you date somebody who lives with their parents? Yeah. I mean, they're like over 25. They still live with their parents. I think 25 is a cutoff. I don't know about that. I've personally lived on my own since I was 18, so it's a very different life. It's a different world to living with your parents. You live a different life. I personally couldn't see myself ever moving back in with my parents. So I think if they're still with their parents, and when it gets to that age, I just think you lack privacy. It's too much. You want your own space. So yeah, up to a certain age, I'd allow it. Past 25, no. I'm not keen. I would definitely pick somebody that lives on their own over someone that lives with their parents. The next question is it okay to cancel plans with your partner for friends? I think with context, say if it's their birthday or they arranged a surprise date and you see your friends already a lot, say, for example, I live with my friends. So if I had to cancel just like a random plan, like, oh, we're going shopping, that would be okay. However, if it was with friends that I never see often, it's very rare I see them, it's not okay, especially if I see my partner a lot more. I don't think that's very fair. You should always prioritize your friends as well as your partner, because at the end of the day, friends are more likely to stick with you rather than a partner. Partners are more likely to flake on you. Friends can't really cheat on you. They can do you dirty, but it's not like they can cheat on you. Things go wrong more often in a relationship rather than a friendship, so it's very important to stick with your friends and stick with the people that you know and love. Next question. Would you date someone who doesn't like your family? This is a tricky one, because I just think I wouldn't date someone that doesn't like my family, because my family are very easygoing. My family they're not very controversial. There's no reason to not like my family. So I think if they can find something that they don't like about my family, it's like you're a negative person. You're picking at things that don't really need to be picked at. I think it's a bit of a cop-out if they're like, I don't like your family. So no, I probably wouldn't date someone that doesn't like my family. Family is very important. Next question. Can a relationship work if one person is much more romantic than the other? Absolutely, yes, it can work. I think there's boundaries. I think if somebody is very romantic, that person doesn't give them what they need, it can start arguments. Both of the people are not being fulfilled. If you're naturally not very romantic, you're naturally probably not going to gel as much. If you don't like PDA and the other person likes PDA, it's probably going to cause a little bit of a rift. One person's not going to feel loved, the other person is going to feel uncomfortable. So it can cause cause clashes, but it can definitely still work. I know a lot of people, the girl is very like, but the guy is very nonchalant, and it still works. Opposites do attract. It just kind of depends what boundaries you set and how much effort the other person does to kind of please the other person's romantic needs. So it's all about balance, really. The next question is, should you tell your partner if someone is flirting with you? I do think it's important to be honest and open. I think if it's causing you bother, absolutely. If it's harmless flirting, I think you shouldn't really be entertaining it. It's quite disrespectful. If you're in a relationship, I think it's respectful to at least acknowledge it and tell your partner, and make sure that you are not actively entertaining and engaging as flirting. Some people are just naturally very flirty. I'm a pretty flirty person, so I do agree that you can sometimes not realize that you're doing it, but you know that you're entertaining it. Kind of a problem there, because why would you want to flirt with someone else that isn't your partner? The next question is it okay to keep your relationship status private online? Kind of depends how you present yourself online. If you actively post, you're very active on Instagram, Twitter, and people know like your relationship status, and you all of a sudden you're not posting your partner, your relationship status is like, why are you keeping that a secret? Often social media is used to kind of market yourself as single. The pictures you post, it's all an advert for you. You're posting an advert for you, for guys to go on and see, to think, oh yeah, she's nice. So then if you're actively posting still that you are single, it's like, why are you trying to show people you're single? Are you looking for a backup option? Same goes for guys. So I don't know, keeping it private, I get privacy, but there's certain ways to do it. You can do soft launches and all of that jazz. So yeah. The next question is, would you stay with somebody who forgot your birthday? No, I wouldn't. There's no excuse to forget a birthday, especially if you've been together a long time. Maybe if you've been together maybe like 3 months, even then you should know when that person's birthday is, or at least when that person's birthday is coming up. I don't think there's an excuse for that. I think it's lazy, not thoughtful, careless. I don't want to be with somebody that has traits of that. It's no good that. Okay guys, so that was all the questions. I really hope you enjoyed watching. That was super fun. If you have any more questions, then you know where to find me. See you in the next one.